Yo, 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 good morning, everybody. Market is about to open right here. Let's see what this looks like. 15-second chart. I like to scalp to open. Looks like nice draw there. Want to see this taken first before it pushes up there? We'll just have to see. Anchored VWAP from NFP from earlier today. I'm interested in that. 200, I mean, 20 SMA based on the 5-minute. I'm interested in that. Let's see here. All right. If we take this, that'll be good. That'll be really good for me. I'll be happy about that. I might actually go with 5 contracts. I'm gonna try it because I like a sweep of this and then push up. Although we did barely take this, if you notice, so we might be getting ready to fail. I gotta go with a buy though.
Order
I
field.
gotta try it. Hard to do nothing sometimes. Get baby.
Order field.
Ah, $106. Going for 300. Could have pushed it up. It was much more if I would have just took profit at this level, which does make sense. But I was just hoping for a runner. Could have took some partials off. Um, hmm. Should I keep trading this account? I'll try to take one more. All right, so anchored VWAP, and this is another higher time frame level here. That is a really big bounce. That is a really big bounce. Where is it? Here, here. This is feels like a little bit like gambling to me. We could start running for all-time highs, or we could pull back more. Hard to see it yet. Let's see what 50% looks like. I like to define my risk based off those. Um, See right here how we're tapping that. If I had a stronger short bias, just this wick, if it closes with a wick, and it does kind of, but not quite. Super tight risk right here based off this 50, playing first short. Didn't have a very strong short bias yet. Um, I think it's healthy for us to get a pullback here. I think it's definitely healthy for us to get a pullback here. Will we get? Will we take out NFP news levels? 767. We have a gap at 2300, 767. 2300, 767 gap fill. That's where the market closed yesterday based off the 5-minute chart. Um, Pretty interested in a bounce from the 20. Um, if this anchored VWAP fails, it will definitely run to there. It's 24, 64. So that's 40 points right there. Keep tracking the 50. It's like counting the cards. I like to Always track the 50 fib. We almost got stopped out at the open, huh? Had the stop loss just right. Pretty high conviction we were gonna run this after taking that. All right. Nice reaction from the 50 of this here. Don't trust it yet. Although that is a nice reaction from the 50 to push lower. Just don't trust it quite yet. Holding this level. See, now rejection from the 50 of this from right here. Kind of interested in that. This is starting to feel like a cliffhanger, like it'll just fall from here. Trying to trade with just one color candles. Down close or empty. Nice kind of level here. Liquidity. Got a couple of pivots to take out. Our time frame 50. So a reversal from this level could be good. Although you see this? This is nice from that 50 I was telling you about. Selling the close of this kind of makes sense. Let's see what the stonks look like today. Tesla was ripping overnight. Microsoft shit the bed somehow. Amazon chap, Nvidia chap. Apple looks wild. Yeah, I don't trust this market too much. Kind of leaning towards a all right, so it's tapping this level. Nice bounce there. Could get trapped between these two levels here for a minute. Uh, Not super high conviction yet, but I'm kind of liking a long right here. A little bit low risk. See, that's why pros trade the close. This one ended up closing pretty weak. I get chopped up right here. Maybe one more sweep of this. One more sweep of this. Kind of like this. It looks like a little bit like accumulation. Little bit like accumulation. Trend line liquidity to take. Kind of like this to bounce right here. Kind of like this to rip right here.
Order field. Order field.
Nope. Close. That is interesting. Still kind of like it to bounce. Okay, let's see how hard it fails here. Or if we get a trigger of some kind. So we have a gap here. Will it invert? Don't want to get married to a long bias. Nice pivot here. This is kind of a higher time frame level. I'll make it a random color so I know what I'm looking at. Holding below the 20, kind of accumulating below this level. Tricky, tricky, tricky.
Order field.
Very tricky.
Order field.
Hold the line. Hold the line, 20. Okay, close. Made a little bit of my profit back there. Very hard to buy this, but look at that entry. If you get in here and it rips, I mean, that's where you want to enter. That's where the entry belongs. That is the correct long entry. Very hard though because you're just under the 20, and obviously this can fail. So and we're holding underneath the anchored VWAP too. So I'm liking a short here based on these wicks, and it's just really kind of, this is not strength. It's just not, and we'll have to see 50 here what it does in this area. Do kind of like that. All-time high, possible. So let's see. So I'll take a short here. Bear flag. Barely, barely got these guys. Tempting. Tempting short right there. Don't want to gamble or rush this short. Hmm. Little bit tempting to switch bias to long here, but short-term pullback before ripping today makes just as much sense as anything else.
Order field.
Just going to take one contract. I want to preserve a little bit of the profit that I made. I like this wick. I like that we're at the 50. And I think there's a chance that we'll fail here. We'll just have to see. If it's meant to be.
Order field.
All right. Do I give this short one more chance or no? I think so. I think I give it one more chance. See, I'm glad I only took one contract. Ooh, that kind of looks like the one. Pros trade the close.
Order field.
I'm going to take it. You have a directional imbalance. The open here is below the close there. There's actually a gap there. Kind of a quirky technical thing that I look for, but okay. Sometimes you got to do battle in these areas. So is it 843? A couple of wicks here. What's 50% of this level? I want to play for the whole, play for a new low, and I'll trail. Well, I don't know if I'll get it. We'll just have to see.
Order field.
Okay, no worries. No risk. I don't want to be in the trade if it's back near this area. See, there is this wick here though. We're actually breaking the 50 and then bouncing off of it for a continuation long. Might need to flip my bias, honestly, which puts me at a long from a sweep of this. And I actually like this as inducement to take this level and the trend line liquidity. Although, nice momentum play from right here, this inside bar. Tempting to buy that right there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this. This is the level. Right here. Beautiful inducement right there. I'll actually go 3 contracts here. Failing pretty hard, my guy. Oh, this ain't gonna bounce. That ain't gonna bounce. Is it though? Do we short from 50% of this leg if we get it? Or are we still playing for a bounce here? Friday. Are we in a Friday kill box? What does this look like? Failing a little harder than I wanted it to. Super interesting. Ah, I'm not gonna touch this. I am going to possibly be happy with the $40, which is kind of sad. What is this telling me right now? Kind of leaning short. Kind of leaning towards a short. But it's not very high conviction. Let's see, 4 hour and the 1 hour. 1 hour is indecisive. 4 hours mostly bullish. 30-minute bearish. 15-minute bearish. 5-minute chop. Nice right there. That candle's nice right there. That candle's nice right there. See what this, how this candle closes.
Order field.
I think this candle holds. I think we fail here. Inducement? Really? Right there? No. Yeah, Friday kill box? No, come on, that candle's gonna hold. Let's go, baby. All right, close. Very hard to time this. Very hard to time this. I did like this candle short though after this and this. Very, very hard to time this. Looking bullish now after this fails because this should have went. I think we're in a Friday kill box. All right, I'm gonna lock myself out of this. Hmm. Now look at this. 5 minute, 1 minute. Nice reversal on the 1 minute. 5 minute looks bullish. Double top. A lot of people going to buy this breakout. I'm very tempted to sell that. Need a trigger. No trigger, no trade. Inside down close, I'm selling it. This I'm tempted to buy now. 50% here. Ah, should have sold that level, I know.
Order field.
I like it to fail from this 50. This should have faked out enough of the longs, and we should just fail here.
Order field.
Ah, so now I'm break even on the day. Doing battle here. I love stop trades. Stop my trade. Oh man, so this is actually bullish. That we're near the top of this is very bullish. Meaning this level is likely going to just get run here. In which case, do we have another bullish trend day in the works already? Because that's not a very substantial pullback. Interesting price action. 20 period is more or less holding here. This blue line, 20 period moving average. Alrighty then. Wow. Do not want to FOMO that because then you look like a buffoon. But that is that's some nice momentum. Up close candle. Give me an up close candle. Give me an up close candle. Very emotionally susceptible right now. This is major inducement, and this should basically fail right here.
Order field.
This should basically fail.
Order field.
Dang it. Look at that. I chased it down. I had a bad entry. I should have took it closer to this 220. But this is just ugly, right? Huh. Hmm.
Order field. Order field.
Hmm. Glad I'm only trading one contract here. Think I'm gonna look at this. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's hide the drawings and just look at this chart. Actually, a pretty nice long. This candle's just opening. Did that sweep? Not quite, huh? Or just barely. Let's see if anyone's watching the stream.
Order field.
I had my stop just above the VWAP here. It's barely held right there. So we'll see if this wants to fail finally. We have the hourly and then here. Um, I'll go try to get break even before the new hour hits because come on, this is just ugly price action. It really is. But that's fine. This is just part of the game. You don't get a clean runs every day. I'm building a risk tolerant mindset. So I like maybe price will fail down to here and then at the new hour rip. Um, Very hard to say. It likely will chop here until the new hour hits. So I'm gonna stay in it. I'm gonna stay in it. I got the 20 period barely protecting me, hopefully. Just have to see.
Order field.
Okay. Really managing risk. I mean, considering it's Friday, down $50, it's not bad in this account. It's less than half of my daily risk tolerance. So let's see what this hourly wants to do. 4 hour, a little bit neutral. 1 hour is a little bit neutral, but I gotta say that overall we have clear bullish momentum. I'd like to think that we're gonna get a manipulation at the open lower and then proceed up. Let's just see. It might be worthwhile getting in just before this open. Play for a failure at this hour. It's Friday. Come on, y'all need to take your profit, huh? Hopefully this will fail hard and I can trail in at least in break even, and if not, make a profit here. We'll have to re-enter if it doesn't just fail. And I'm playing for just a pullback low of the NFP. Ripped, pulled back to here, and then pushed up. So I'm just playing to take out that pullback. All right, so I could trail tightly and end break even, protect this account, but I really think I want to get paid on this level. So let's see what it'll give me. Right, a little bit. I think I'm gonna not be greedy and be content. Basically flat, down 13 bucks on these accounts. So I'm locked myself out there. I'm gonna move over to this. These accounts here. Copy my drawings over. And trying out a new thing where I'm just doing one color candles, seeing if it's like I can think and see more clearly and trade with less emotions based off like, the colors are doing this or that. Um, so we have anchored VWAP, VWAP. I see. So we need to make one of these a little different. Let's make the anchored VWAP this teal color. All right, so do still prefer the shorts here. Although this is kind of a nice accumulation. And I still like the shorts because I think a bounce from the 200 would be gangsta. It would induce this level, sweep this liquidity, and create a nice launch pad to try one more time for all-time highs. However, I do think we're gonna have a pretty big failure in the market, if not today, then next week. I think we're gonna reverse all these gains. and I just do. If you're asking me why, I just do. So this is 50% of the NFP. Hmm. Let's see what you want to do. And these stacked averages here, huh? Nice little zone for an entry there. Trend line wants to hold. Not a terrible short. All right, I'm going to take a forced break for 1 to 2 minutes. Be right back. Yo, yo, yo. Just relaxing for a minute, dude. Like you're trying to catch every move for like 30 minutes straight. It gets really exhausting. So just kind of taking a little reset here. Life is so beautiful, bro. Look at this. Sweep, tap, right near the area fail. Very interesting area to get long from. I like the 200 period down here a little bit better. There is a case to be made for getting long right now. Yo, if you're in the chat or you're watching the stream, say what's up in the chat. That would be awesome. Or at least give me a thumbs up. Like the stream. Holla. So I'm in my big boy accounts here. And the question is, do I take a full size position on a Friday at the end of a decent week, or do I preserve my mental capital and just kind of try to play for a base hit or so? Well, let's just see what the setup looks like. All right, so I was right not to get too eager here, given that this 200 is a likely primary draw. 767 is a gap fill too. So notice though, I haven't gotten short. Yeah, that's beautiful. Actually, a short from here is pretty nice. Not not the worst idea. Give it a little more time. 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Let it cause someone some pain. That's pretty nice. That's a cliffhanger. Yeah, see, here you go. Cause these people some. This is 50% of the NFP morning leg. This is a higher time frame level. This is the 50% of this pullback range. I think I'm going to take that off though. I don't need that now. Yo, yo, yo. Say what's up in the chat though. FOMO. Don't FOMO short this. Don't FOMO short that. Oh, did you FOMO short that? It's okay if you did. Looks like you're going to get paid for it. Let's just see, man. Let's just see if it wants to play nice with this 200. Tempting to just put a freaking 67. So we're looking at this level. A limit order there. 67.75. Boom. All right, so this is a gap I expect to get filled. See, you did FOMO it, huh? Now it ripped on your face. Ripped your face off. All right. Tap this trend line. Take these dudes out. Run to here. That would be ideal. But a bounce from here is pretty much in the cards for me, I think. Man, hard workout this week, dude. I'm so sore. Feeling good though. Stonks, Meta ugly, Amazon man, Nvidia weak, Tesla deep pullback, Microsoft failing, Google trying to bounce, Apple ripping. So everything looks like we're going down, which is the perfect conditions for a reversal. Let's just see if this thing doesn't respect our level here. Didn't quite get to the short entry I was interested in here at these moving averages. 20 period based on the 2 minute, 20 period based on the 5 minute. VWAP, or this is anchored VWAP. That's anchored VWAP to NFP, and this is just overall VWAP. I don't think I need the NFP one at this point. I'm gonna take that off. Try to keep it clean here. This goes here now. That looks like a completion actually. See how the 50% of this whole leg lines up right with this swing point? It's kind of a type of measured move. Ooh, almost tagged this gap. That's kind of an indication that we are going to bounce from here. Whether or not this is the bounce, I'm not sure. But that's a good sign. Gonna switch to watching the 5 and the 1 minute. So when I look this way, looking at the 5 minute chart and the 1 minute chart, and I got the 15-second on the screen here. No trades in this count yet today. Basically ended flat on my other accounts. Let's see what this wants to do. Very hard not to just rush this entry, but I want some trigger. That is trigger enough, honestly. This wick here, I had to take that. Had to take that. And I'll take the next one too. So we'll see. If this 200 is failing though, that's going to be tricky. Let's see, NFP low. Heavy selling volume increasing down through this level. Selling. Is it because people will be buying? Let's see if I can get an entry on the 1 minute or 5 minute. That was 5 micros. I like this candle, although it was a little early because we didn't actually hit the 200. But if it would have reversed from there, I would have felt silly because this is a nice reversal candle. And when it does reverse, it's going to high chance that it will look like this when it reverses. So this is a visual game. I am, let's see, I'm trading with my eyes right now. I had no sound. I'm just literally looking at this with my brain. So whenever I do something, it's going to be based off what I see. This is another nice, a bottom will look like that. Let's just see what it wants to do. Stonks looking weak. I like that we're right at the bottom of this trend line, and I like that this is the NFP low. So I just like a bounce from here. I'm gonna play the next little like fractal node. Actually, maybe I'll pull back to the 200. Come on, push up. I gotta leave my stop in place. That will be a mistake to get stopped out right here. So I have to embrace this risk. Just the nature of the game, man. When I enter a trade, this is how my body reacts, and it's okay. Right? 254. Really showing a lot of downward pressure. So I don't want to continue to try to pick the bottom here. Oh man, yeah, that chart looks very, very bearish, Rock. This looks very bearish indeed. Let's see, 4 hours failing nicely. 1 hour is totally failing. Bouncing off yesterday's high right now. About to hit new day opening gap. Yeah, I guess considering it's Friday. Huh. Could we be going to put in the wick to 668? It's 40 points lower to here. Probably should bounce from this new day opening gap, and when it does, maybe I'll catch a pullback entry shorts back into it. If not, I will be looking for a bounce from this level, which is yesterday's closing price. And I feel like there should be a gap somewhere around there. There is a gap. The gap is at, yep, 668. So this would be a gap for 2. All right, we're getting the bounce. Getting the bounce. Get rid of that. I don't. Oh, so tempting to sell that, but my gosh, I need a trigger. Really have to be careful here because now we could be genuinely bouncing just as I'm flipping to a short bias, which would be pretty sad. Taking this. I actually like this trigger. And like I said, I like this gap to get filled down here. I don't like that we're bouncing from 50% of this range. I like to think this is enough momentum to push it. Also, these guys almost deserve to get punished. Tempting to close the tempting to get spooked out of the trade right there, huh? Okay, I don't want to take a loss on this trade now because I'm up pretty good here. I'm gonna try to hold my full position here if I can. Okay, I'll be break even just about if this turns around on me. All right. That was pretty satisfying. Um, I held full position. Sat through a lot of this. These upper wicks are pretty, excuse me, disturbing to watch form. Inside up close bar here. This is a long trigger right from a key level. So this is a very aggressive trade. This could be the low of the day. Um, but my God, why you want to get long? Thank God I had the presence of mind to flip my bias short one more time. Um, After I tried to take a long here from this pullback, I tried to take a long from the 200, which was too aggressive, I'll admit. And thankfully, I learned my lesson and took a short entry here. I mean, that's what a reversal pull. This is what a pullback looks like. See that pin bar? Textbook. If you really wanted to be picky, the body could be just a little bit bigger. Um, and actually, to that note, this long trigger that I took, the body is actually a little too small. It wasn't that great of a trigger. Let me just make sure I cancel all orders. So, a couple of stop hunts around here. If it puts in a bottom, worth considering a long from this area. And as you can see, we are. So the day's flipping bearish after being bullish all night. This daily chart is now flipping bearish. It's been bullish all night. Huge run up here. Let's make sure we have the 50% of this level up. Would be amazing if we puked all these gains back to 460. Let's find the new week opening gap. All the way back to here. All right. Yep, and that is 50%. So if we got all the way back there, the weekly candle would be a massive doji. Um, just showing you here. This weekly candle will be a massive outside doji if we fail all the way back to there, which would be kind of funny. 4-hour chart swing here. 50% of this leg is now failing. Looking mighty bearish, but that's also could be why this level's failing. I wanted to test this 50. Um, let's see. All right, let's see here. So, nice. Faked them out. Possible inducement. Failed to sweep this. This failed to sweep that. So the new day is holding bearish. New day opening gap, which is this brown line. And let's see here. I need to get on a 15-minute chart. Stairs up, elevator down. Let's get rid of all this stuff. I don't need this stuff on here. Gap filled, gap filled. Just really simplifying this thing. Get a nice view of it. Yo, my dude, you still watching the stream? Say what's up, though. Holla at me in the chat. So I'm up 216 in two accounts. I was like 432. I'm down about 15 in two other accounts, so that's minus 30. So I'm about positive 400 today, which is about my average lately for a daily gain. It's Friday, 9:30. Think I'm gonna call it. It's the only thing my nature wants me to really consider is a bounce, and it's very hard to pick a bottom here. This market is going down. So I really have no clue what's in the playbook for these dudes here. You would think a bounce or a sideways, let the 20 catch up to the 200 like this, maybe a continuation lower. 4-hour chart. I mean, this level. Let's let's go ahead and just look at this, catch some of the bodies there, and then let's just drag this here, and then we'll use this to go like there, and then let's see, template, purple, background. All right, look at this level, resistance, chopped up, resistance, break, retest, pop, fail, resistance, resistance, break, boom, break. Now we're right back at this level. This seems like a decent level for it to chop around for a bit or hold just above or just below. Um, if it slices through this like butter, 50% of this range, again, new week opening gap could be in the crosshairs. You're looking at another 140 points to the downside, which why not? It's only futures contracts price. Like, is it even real? Does it even represent anything? Um, so yeah, and you can see price is kind of holding this level. So although not with too much conviction, it hasn't bounced really. So on that note, 933. I'm gonna take my 400 bucks today, and I'm gonna thank God, the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for the growth that He continues to provide and facilitate. On that note, if you're watching a stream and you didn't comment or like, it's all good. I'll like my own stream. Thanks for watching it, and God bless and have a good weekend.